Hey YouTube, it's Rita. This is my VMAs review. I really love award shows, and the VMAs is always one to remember. It always has iconic moments. It was amazing last night, so let me get started. I've done some notes so I could be kind of organized with everything. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about, since I love award shows, I always have to watch the red carpet. Fifth Harmony killed the red carpet. They were so amazing. I was so proud of them. They've come so far since being on X Factor, you know. Their vocals were good, their dancing was awesome, and they were like on a stage, and then they walked all the way to the red carpet, and then they went back to the stage. So it was just crazy. It was awesome. Then after that, Charlie XCX, she looked so beautiful in this white and blue dress, and it was like featherish, and it just looked like a dream. And she just sounded amazing singing her smash hit, Boom Clap, from The Fault in Our Stars. Other highlights from the red carpet, Austin Mahone arrived. To be honest, my TV wasn't really working, but I know he arrived in some cool type of way. And people were like, he looks awesome, and I was just glad to see him. Jayla looked so pretty. I loved her dress. It was like silvery, shiny. One of the trends for this red carpet was like rhinestones and shininess and glitter. And hers was just shining, and she looked so pretty. She looks so young. I don't even know how old she is now, but she doesn't look that age. Demi Lovato looked so pretty in red. Her girls were out. A lot of people's girls were out. It was a trend for this red carpet, but she looked so pretty. Rita Ora also wore red, but her dress was a little bit more simple. To be honest, I really don't like Rita Ora, but later on I will give her props because I do like one of her songs now, but that's the only song that I like. Maybe in the future I'll like more, but right now I just like that one song. I loved Iggy's dress. You know, she had her hair slicked back, and Rita Ora also had her hair like that, but it looked better on Iggy. Katy Perry, her dress, people were talking about it. It was a homage to Britney Spears and Justin with the whole jeans thing. She was with Riff Raff. A lot of people on Twitter were saying, oh my god, why is she with Riff Raff? Are they dating? And I was like, no, he was just on her remix for This Is How We Do. I haven't listened to it yet, but that's what she said. But some people were liking the dress, some people were hating it. I could go either way, you know. I loved her hair more than anything. You know, she had these bangs on, and she looked like Selena Quintanilla from back in the days. Rest in peace. But she looked amazing. It was like a total homage to everyone, so I loved it. And last thing about the red carpet, Becky G was working as an MTV correspondent. The VMAs this year were held in her hometown, Inglewood. So I was so happy. There was even a commercial that showed like her, like in all the places in Inglewood where she grew up and how her dreams came true. And I just love Becky G so much. She looks so classy with her nice straight hair and her makeup and everything. I just loved it. Yeah, so now on to the show. Ariana, Jessie J, and Nicki Minaj opened up the show. It was amazing. Ariana's vocals were on point like always, but I think they were a little bit extra on point today because it was the VMAs. Jessie J was great too. I haven't seen her in a while, so I loved her. Nicki Minaj, oh my god, she, to be honest, out of the three of them, she stole the show. I love that she performed Anaconda, but I was a little bit upset too because I thought they were going to sing Bang Bang in the beginning, and then later on she was going to be able to sing Anaconda. But I just loved all the whole stage. I loved her like look. We were comparing it to Poison Ivy, like the leaves and yeah. Me and my friends did catch a little bit of shade when she was like twerking on stage and stuff. J-Lo looked like she wasn't really impressed, or she was like, I don't know, she just didn't look entertained, and I was like, J-Lo, no shade to J-Lo, but she kind of made her career off her assets. So to throw shade at someone who's dancing and singing about their assets is kind of shady and doesn't make sense. But anyways, Rita Ora threw shade at her. I was just like, really, Rita Ora, this is your first award show. You're only really here because of Iggy, so you should stay in the corner and be nice. Ariana sang Break Free, then Nicki Minaj started singing Anaconda, and then CJ came out and started singing Bang Bang, and then Ariana came out, and then Nicki came out. And unfortunately, Nicki had a wardrobe malfunction, and I felt so bad for her. Everybody was feeling so bad for her. You know, she had to hold on to her dress like this, and then like one lower. I was just like, really? Like, she could have at least let one of them go. Like, who cares? Like, unless she was not wearing underwear, which she should be wearing underwear. But I guess she wasn't wearing a bra or anything. But felt so bad because Ariana and Jessie J were killing it, and then Nicki was just like, yes, yes. I was just like, oh my god, Nicki. But she did great regardless. She did her verse. It was awesome. Now on to the first award of the night. It was presented by Snoop Dogg and Gwen Stefani. I love them as a duo. At that moment, it was like a swag overload. Their swag's on another level. They just work so good together. They were like Inglewood. It's like a match made in heaven. I want to give a shout out to Jay Farrow. He was like the comedian. He was making jokes all through the night. One of his jokes that really stood out to me was he was making a joke about Ariana Grande and her age and stuff. And he was like, oh, that his little family members like Ariana Grande. He's like, oh, I like her too, but then he looked it up and she's legal, so he doesn't feel as much of a creep. But he's like that he watches Sam and Cat, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So Katy Perry won female video. To be honest, a lot of people agreed with me, and they were like, really? I really don't think she should have won. Not this year. I mean, yes, Dark Horse was a really great video. It has a lot of views. The song was overplayed for like a year, but like, to be honest, like, I don't know. I just feel like this year it should have been Iggy's or Ariana's. People were saying that when Gwen Stefani announced the award that her face was like, Katy Perry. Like, kind of shocked. Like, really? So yeah, she accepted her award with that dress. People were like, where's Kanye when you need him to interrupt? Because this year was kind of all about Iggy Iggs and Ariana Grande. So I just feel like one of them should have won Best Female. Like, nobody really cares that much about Katy Perry anymore. Sorry about it. After that, Taylor Swift performed her brand new single, Shake It Off. I agree with a lot of people on Twitter. I think it was a little bit too over the top, or not enough over the top. She was wearing this cute white stringy dance thing. It was shiny, and people were comparing it to like something that Beyonce or J-Lo wore back in the days. It had a bunch of rhinestones on it. I like the big 1989 light up thing. That was cute. One of my favorite things about the VMAs isn't even just the performances, but also the audience reactions. When Taylor was attempting to twerk and all that, what's it called, Miley looked so proud. I was like, it's hilarious. And then she had like a little break towards the middle, and Ariana Grande and J-Lo were like laughing like, haha, because Taylor Swift was her normal awkwardly self and making people laugh. But I think it was a little unnecessary. I mean, I guess she just wanted to walk all the way down, but I don't know, it's just kind of corny. How it had like the twirly fireworks at the end, I was like, that's a big performance, you know. After that, Chelsea Handler, she was like, to be honest, I forgot what she did, but she just made this joke. She's like, oh, something about white people. Thanks, Taylor Swift, for being white. It was just like, what? Chelsea Handler, I love her. She's just crazy. She was probably drunk or something. She was announcing the nominees for Best Male Video. And to be honest, Ed Sheeran is so talented, and I actually saw him live when I went to go see One Direction. He was their opening act in Madison Square Garden like 2 years ago. He's a really great singer, but to be honest, like, I didn't think he was gonna win just because the category was filled with like really tough nominations. A lot of people were a little shocked when he won, but he has a really good fan base. So I was proud of him. He deserved it. I think it was his first VMA. It was a very tough category, so congratulations to him. After that, Ariana Grande won Best Pop Video for Problem. When she went up to go get her award, she like hugged Miley, and then some people were like, and then she high-fived Katy Perry, like, and then she kind of like ignored Riff Raff. Some people were making a big deal about it, but I really didn't see that much shade. Some people sensed a little bit of shade from Iggy Iggs, and I feel like Iggy Iggs should have gone up to the stage with her because she was featured on Problem. But anyways, I think Iggy Iggs was a little bit upset because, to be honest, me and a lot of other people think that the Problem video was okay. The song was great, but the better video was Fancy, because Fancy, she put so much effort, so much like thought into everything. It looks just like the movie Clueless. Both songs were the songs of the summer, but I think Iggy Iggs should have taken this one because the video was much better. Problem, she was just like twirling around, hypnotizing trance thing, and some dancers, and it was pretty generic. After that, Sam Smith was performing. Kim Kardashian announced him, and she was like, he's my friend. And I was like, oh, I didn't know they were friends. So yeah, a lot of people didn't really like Kim Kardashian's dress. The print was a little, I don't know, kind of uglyish, some people say. Her boobs were out. Like I said, it's a trend this year. His performance, all the Kardashians, which was like Kim and Kylie and Kendall, they were all bumping. They were like, oh yay, Sam Smith, we know him, yeah. After the commercial break, there was like a moment that a lot of people thought was just a little out of place, a little awkward. Common, he was gonna announce like the best hip hop artist or best hip hop video, and he asked for like a moment of silence for a lot of the states that, you know, have been doing protests and stuff. Well, what does this have to do with music? But you know, the VMAs, it's more than just the music. They do a lot of other stuff. But it was a little out of place. There's a moment of silence, please, and I was just like, okay. But anyways, and then he announced that Drake, Hold On, We're Going Home, was the winner. And unfortunately, Drake wasn't there, but I was happy that he won. A lot of people were like, where's Drake? He should have won. But, I mean, he did win, but, you know, he should have been there. But I'm glad Drake won because he's hard work. Or Jay Pharoah was really good during his skits. You know, he did an imitation of Jay-Z early on, and he was spot on. It was so good. And then he did an imitation of Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian was there. Her and her sisters were laughing throughout the whole thing, so that's great when you can make people who actually know the person laugh. He was like, oh, my music videos cure ALS. I was like, yes. That was funny. He was like, oh, Kim, remember when we were in the Bound 2 video and we were on the washing machine, like, So then the cast of Orange is the New Black was, they were announcing Usher and Nicki's performance, and Laverne Cox looks so amazing. I loved her look. She just looks so cute. Crazy Eyes, I'm sorry, I don't know the actress's name, but the actress that plays Crazy Eyes, she was like, they were doing like a little reenactment or something, and she was like, ah, no, you know what Crazy Eyes does, and I was like, yes, yes. I love Orange is the New Black. I can't wait for season 3. So they introduced Usher and Nicki, and some people were throwing so much shade at Usher during his performance. They're like, oh, why is he wearing the same outfit Chris Brown wore 2 years ago? I was like, shade. And then what else were they saying? They're like, oh, he's like 40 years old. He looks like he's trying too hard. I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. Some people were like, Nicki couldn't save this performance. I was like, that's so shady. But I saw this performance as a way of Nicki to redeem herself for that whole wardrobe malfunction. But I don't know if it was just my TV or other people's TV, but her shirt thingy looked weird. The whole outfit was white. It's like a large shirt, and it just looked like it was hanging there. And I was just like, I don't know. She's worn similar things, but it hasn't looked like that before. And the highlight of their performance was Nicki and Usher. They did like this twerking thing. Like Nicki was like that, and then Usher was like banging his head on her ass, and then at the end he like smacked it, and then I was like, wow. During the VMAs, people are always on Twitter and stuff, so I'm like, during commercials I'm checking, and people noticed that there's been a lot of tampons and condom commercials, and I was just like, really? And then also there was like some commercials for upcoming things like the new season of Faking It. I can't wait. It's such a great show. Austin Mahone was backstage just being his cute self. I just wanted to mention that. Trey Songz and Nina Dobrev, they announced the nominees for Best Rock Video, which obviously went to Lorde because she's like the most mainstream out of all of the people in that category. People were like, I didn't know Royals was rock. I was like, I don't listen to Lorde at all, so I don't care. I don't really like her, but to be honest, she's one of those things where, like, you know, you don't like them, but then you see them so often, you kind of tolerate them a little bit more than you used to. So she doesn't annoy me as much as she used to. But anyways, the highlight of that wasn't even Lorde. It was that Trey Songz and Nina Dobrev flirting and stuff, and Trey was like, oh, I want to be behind you or something. Kind of cute, and I was like, oh, okay. But anyways, I was just happy for her friend Lorde, obviously, because they're best friends. And Lorde was awkward like she usually is. That's why they're such great friends, because they're both so awkward. Lorde cursed, and she's like, I'm sorry for cursing. And I was like, don't be sorry, you're Lorde. If I was Lorde, even though I don't like Lorde, I wouldn't care. Another commercial that was, you know, very controversial was they posted this commercial, you know, those like smoke-free ads or whatever. A bunch of pictures of like celebrities who smoke, and obviously were taken by the paparazzi, and they didn't notice that they were being taken, so the pictures aren't like glossy pictures. And they're like, oh, you guys are promoting smoking and stuff. You guys are smoke ambassadors and you don't even know it. I was like, shame. 5 Seconds of Summer, they sang their smash hit Amnesia. They were really good. Their vocals were on point. But I was a little bit confused. To be honest, like, I'm like on Twitter and watching the awards at the same time, so sometimes I miss things. But the people who are announcing them, they're like something about the 90s, and they're like 5 Seconds of Summer. I was like, what does 5 Seconds of Summer have to do with the 90s? Unless they're probably born there. I love the song. People were like a little bit surprised. Like, they thought that they were gonna sing one of their more popular songs. The Amnesia is popular enough, and I just like it. It's very chill. So throughout the show, they were making announcements for people to vote for artists to watch, and I was so happy that Fifth Harmony won. I was so shocked. I actually didn't really think they were gonna win. I voted for them though, but it was just one of those full circle moments. You know, I watched them on the X Factor, I followed their music, and now they won their first VMA, and I was just like, It's amazing. I was so proud of them. They were crying. Their speech was cute. Demi Lovato was backstage, and as you guys know, she was part of X Factor. She was one of the people that formed them as a band. So she was backstage and she recorded herself like watching them accept the award, and she was like, oh my god, Fifth Harmony, I'm so glad you guys won. Just remember, I was the one that formed you guys. I was like, that's so cute. I love Demi, she's so sassy. But yeah, so then right after their award, they did like a little picture homage to Robin Williams, and they had a Coldplay song in the background. It was like sad, and I was like, oh, that was cute. It was just so random. Like, there was so many random moments. Well, it is the VMAs, but you know. I just love the whole VMA experience completely. So like sometimes I also looked at the backstage cameras to see what was going on. So Sam Smith was sitting in between Katy Perry and Miley Cyrus, and they were taking selfies and stuff, so I thought that was cute. So then J-Lo came out in her bootylicious dress, and she was like, hey, I love the singer, I loved her back in the mixtape days. And I was like, yes, me too. She was like, oh, she's on my booty remix, so looking forward to that. And I was like, yes, J-Lo, I love J-Lo so much. And she was introducing Iggy Azalea and Rita Ora. First of all, let me just say, Rita Ora, that hair looks so good on you. It looks so much better than, oops. I'm just kidding. No, but it looks great on you. And you just, it's like she's a different person when she has that hair on. And Iggy Iggs was just, she just demanded that stage. She was just killing it. I loved it so much. People were talking about her booty. They're like, I didn't know her booty was that big. I was like, I did. Her rap was on point. I was just like, yes, everybody brought their A game for the VMAs. Taylor Swift, like always, she's always bumping to the performances, and she was sitting next to Jordan Sparks, and they were both bumping to Black Widow. I was like, yes, you know, haven't seen Jordan in a while. I feel so bad for her because people are always just like, oh, she's Jason Derulo's girl, but I was like, no, she's Jordan Sparks. I know her before that. She'll always be Jordan Sparks, even if she changes her last name. I don't know if she did or not, but whatever. But yeah, they had like a big finish. I was like, yes, you have that big finish. So Demi Lovato and Jason Derulo, to be honest, I forgot what they presented, but I might be wrong, I might be right, but I think they presented Maroon 5's performance, and I was so surprised because Maroon 5 has been around for years, but on the red carpet, Adam Levine, he was like, oh, this is our first VMAs performance. I was like, really? They were in a remote location with the big Maroon 5M, and I guess they were playing like a whole set, because during the commercials and stuff, they were playing too. What's his name? I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, one of the Jimmys from late night TV. He was like, oh guys, we're gonna have a hug cam, and then it went on to Katy Perry and Sam Smith, and they were taking selfies, so they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Then it was like a high five cam, and it was to Taylor Swift and Lorde, so they're like, oh yeah. They're like, you know, Taylor Swift and Lorde, they're like, whatever. And then the last one was a give $5 cam, and it was like to Kim, and then he's like, oh, and then she actually gave the dollar to like one of her sisters. It was either Kylie or Kendall, and he's like, oh my god, you actually did it. But I was like, that part is so corny. Don't ever do that to VMAs again. This is not. Then after that, it was time for the Video of the Year award, and I should have known when they were doing that the VMAs was gonna end soon. But anyways, you know, it didn't pop into my head. Miley won for Wrecking Ball, and I was like, yes, because everybody, even though Miley didn't perform, she saw at the red carpet, and she still was there, and everybody was just, Miley, Miley, Miley. Whenever she was on camera, everyone's like, Miley, Miley. You know, one of the most epic moments of the night, you know, won for Best Video of the Year for Wrecking Ball. And then, all of a sudden, she doesn't go on the stage, she just sits on the stage, and then you see this guy go up, and I thought it was going to be like one of those Kanye West things, where they just randomly interrupt, and then, you know, security takes him out. But then he, you know, he had these cards, and he was like, oh, I'm homeless, Miley, blah, blah, blah. Miley was crying while he was talking, and then basically, I think he was a homeless guy, and she found him, and she helped him out, and she brought him to the VMAs, and she's doing this whole project thing for homeless people in Los Angeles. And he's like, go on Miley's Facebook, and I did, and I checked it out. She posted this video. But a lot of people were like, oh, that's so cute. She dedicated her speech. She, like, let him speak. And she used her award for a good cause. Some people might see it as a publicity stunt, but I think it was genuine, and that was really nice. After that, it was all about Beyonce. You know, everybody knew she was going to win the Vanguard Award, so we expected something big, and there was so many rumors going around. What is she going to perform, blah, blah, blah. She basically performed her whole visual album. The whole night on Twitter, they're like, where's Beyonce? Beyonce's gonna kill everybody. Why are there so many opening acts at Beyonce's concert? Everybody was asking for Beyonce and they got Beyonce, okay? It really was a Beyonce concert. She sang her whole latest album, Untitled album, Beyonce. But yeah, I loved her shiny dress. It was so cute. She sang Haunted, she sang Mine, she sang Blow, which I love, and people were bumping to it. Katy Perry was singing along. I was like, yes. She performed Beyonce. You know, when she performs those ratchet type of songs, everybody's like, yes. So she performed Beyonce, she performed Partition, she performed Bow Down, which I didn't think she was going to perform that song. Because it wasn't on her, I mean, it kind of was on her album, but you know what I mean? It was like more, everybody knew about it before the album came out. Performed Bow Down, I was like, yes. She performed Drunken Love and everybody was like, yes. And then she was like, Surfboard. She had this whole surfboard dance. I was like, I need to do it. I was like up on my feet when all the good performances were on. I was up on my feet trying to dance with them. People were like, oh my god, because Jay-Z and Blue were in the audience and they looked so cute watching their mom/wife. And she ended it by singing Blue, and it was so cute. And then she sang EXO for all her fans. And after that, Jay-Z and Blue went on stage and they presented the award to their mom/wife. And then Jay-Z and Beyonce kissed, and I was like, oh, everyone's like, oh, that there goes those divorce rumors, but I don't know, I'm still a little iffy about that. Maybe they just use this as a publicity stunt. But one thing that I do have to say about Beyonce's performance, obviously it was epic. It was like 16 minutes long, but the thing that I liked the most was when it was over and she was getting her award. It was like the first time that I saw Beyonce, like, I don't want to say her age, but like, I've always seen her the performer, and I think whenever she's on stage, she just the performance side of her shows, and you don't really see her real side of her. But I feel like when she was winning that award, that was pure Beyonce, like the person, the soul. Like, I was just like, wow, she looks so genuine, and like I don't know. I was expecting this whole big speech, and then she was like, I just love this moment. I just have to give thanks for this moment. Bye. And I was like, what? And then after that, the VMAs was over, and I was like, and everybody was like, duh, they're not going to show anyone after Beyonce. That they would look foolish, or oh, everybody was just going to turn the TV off once Beyonce was finished. But it just ended so abruptly. At least, I don't know, if Beyonce knew she was going to be the last person, she should have been like, alright, thanks for coming, guys, bye, see you next year. I don't know, something like that, because all of a sudden it just went black, and then they started showing it again, and I was like, what? So anyway, overall, the VMAs was really nice this year. And if you really look at the list of performers, this one didn't have that many performances. You know, it had really big performances, but it didn't really have like that many. And there's so many musicians that I feel like they could have performed or something, and they didn't. And there's so many awards. There's so many awards, and they didn't mention a lot of them. Iggy was nominated for like 7, and I'm sure she won at least one of them, but she didn't win any on the show. You know what I mean? But anyways, overall, it was really great. I can't wait for next year. You know, the VMAs is something I always look forward to, and now, you know, basically summer's almost over. Whenever the VMAs comes, that's when, you know, summer's basically over, and it's sad, but yeah, I'll definitely try to make a review for next year, and tell me what you guys think about this review. If it's too long, it probably is, but I'm gonna edit it out. But share this video, like it, comment if you want. Definitely show it to any of your friends who also like the VMAs. If you missed the VMAs, I hope this helped you out to figure out what happened and stuff. So that's basically it. Thanks so much for watching my videos, and see you guys soon. Bye. Illuminati. Illuminati. I'm just kidding, I'm not Illuminati. I love Jesus.